Hey friends, welcome to Story Time. This is the story of how a fan offered me and my girlfriend a 1.7 million ringgit home. Completely free, and why I turned it down. So many influencers don't talk about this to their audience quite often. I don't know why, but as an influencer, we get a lot of free stuff. A lot of times, brands just want to send us things hoping that we will share with our followers, our viewers, or our fans, or if we just enjoy it, we will help them promote more brand awareness. And sometimes they even may pay us money. So, on top of that, we also get stuff from our viewers that perhaps you've, just like you right now watching this video, perhaps you've gained some value from one of my videos and you just want to buy me coffee. You're just like kind of like a tip, you know. I really enjoyed our time together. I really enjoyed the offer you value that you brought to me. Here's some money, here's a gift, here's a card, here's some free food, whatever, right? So that's pretty normal. But to get a 1.7 million home offer is pretty not normal. Like, let's just be clear about that. So the story actually happened about a year and a half ago. It was before we moved into this home. At the time, I was staying with my girlfriend's mom in her place because I didn't really move to Malaysia yet, and we were just staying with her mom. Basically, I was like bumming there. And then we were making a lot of videos at the time. For those of you that don't know, I have another YouTube channel that I've been running. It's called Food Love. It has probably 200,000 subscribers. But at the time, I just reached like 100,000. It was getting viral. We were getting a lot of big hits on our videos, people liking it. And then, so there's people sending us free stuff, right? That's part of it. But then there was like this one particular fan. I'm not gonna say his name just for privacy reasons. He was just messaging us all over the place. He was saying, "Hey, I really like you and Jamie's videos. I really want to help you out. Like, contact me." He would leave his phone number in my private messages, and then in the not private area, he would just keep messaging us. And so we have to be kind of cautious with people that leave these type of messages, because a lot of times they are people who do like us, or they are just being overly nice. But occasionally it may be someone who's up to no good, or someone we don't know if they're mentally stable, because we cannot see on the other side. You guys can see me, I'm fully transparent, but I don't know who it is behind the keyboard, especially when there's no profile picture and it's just a name. So it could be anyone. It could be someone pretending to be someone else. Basically, this person just really wanted to support us. And at first, I was just being friendly because I replied to all my messages, especially at the time. Now, occasionally I may miss some because there's just so many, but I just replied nicely, and then he was very persistent. And he would tell us things from like previous videos so that I knew this person actually watches a bunch of my videos and knows a lot about us. So he's very authentic. So I decided to, listen to what he had to offer. And he gave us his phone number. He said, "Please, please, please, let me just buy you coffee and I'll let you know what's up." And then I took a leap of faith. I was like, you know what? Let's just meet this guy. Seems very authentic, genuine, and I don't think he's out to hurt us. At the very least, we can just say thank you for all the support. And so we met him I think it was a Starbucks next to a Soy Lab. It was a coffee shop. And then we met there, and this guy, he was in one of those button-ups, but not the formal ones, the more casual ones. And he looked pretty normal. He said he's from China, and he has a lot of businesses and a lot of investments, and he made a lot of money in Africa. And I was like, the Africa part kind of raised the red flags because I don't know too much about investments in Africa. But he also bought a couple properties in Malaysia, and they were just currently sitting there. Eventually, he wanted to rent them out. He bought some pavilion, some that weren't even built yet, and then some that were already built. So after meeting him up, he said he would really like to support me and Jamie. He knew that I was currently staying with my girlfriend's mom at the time, and he wanted us to let us stay in one of his apartments that was completely empty. He didn't rent it out yet. And this place is in Montequiara. If you don't know, in Montequiara is a pretty upscale place in Malaysia. So there's like different parts of Montequiara, and this was one of the very, very expensive places. So he told us his place. It was, I think, like 1,400 square feet. It was a condo. And then he decided, he told us in a couple of days, let's go check it out. We were still very cautious because, these things, it just sounds too good to be true. And you just kind of take it for what it is. Like maybe this guy is just bluffing. Maybe he's being nice, but maybe there's a catch, right? So in a couple of days, we show up at the place. It's in Montclair. Beautiful place. I'm from California, so I usually stay in like a landed home and not too familiar with the condos in Malaysia. But this place, it had a couple swimming pools, private gym, it had like a sauna, it had like a tennis court, had everything, right? Even a children's playground. And then we go into the place, and after just checking it out, he hands us the key. I was like, whoa, this is kind of happening right now. It's kind of legit. He said, you're free to stay here. I want to support you guys. And you can stay as long as you like until pretty much, you are more successful in your YouTube or content creation career and you can support yourself. But for now, let me support you so that I can maybe give you a head start. Because he was saying how when he first started his businesses, he had a lot of people who were willing to help him to reach out a hand and help him in the beginning. So he really wanted to give back. And so my it was like radar of, okay, is this real or is this a scam or whatever? Like I was still so confused because I'm like, where do I need to sign something? Where does it say I'm signing my soul away, or where does it say I actually owe him a lot of money? He didn't ask us to sign anything. He just handed us 2 keys and we also had 2 parking spaces. He gave it to us. I was like, okay, let me think about it. And so we went back home with my girlfriend Jamie, and then we just started looking up the place in Montclair. And I found out the place was 1.7 million. It's ridiculous. Prices may be different now with the whole MCO, but I don't know. That it was just mind-blowing that somebody could be so nice and offer that to us. And then so we actually had to start making a decision. Usually you're like, it's free, just take it, right? But no, there's a lot of stuff that goes to accepting this. Because the place, he hadn't rented it out yet, it was pretty much unfurnished. I felt like the walls needed some painting. It was completely new, but it was kind of rough and there was no lights set in. It was just the sunlight from the windows. They had beautiful top to bottom windows. And there was I don't think there was a refrigerator. I'm not sure. There's definitely no bed, no sofa, none of that. Like right now we have these lamps, we have these designs in our rented place, and this came all furnished. So that place was probably partially furnished, I'd say. And we would have to buy our own furniture. He said, yeah, just buy your own. And then when you're ready to leave, you can take it with you to your new place. But at the time, we were so tight on money. It was part of the reason why we didn't move out, because we wanted to save on rent. And here, we had to all of a sudden get this amazing free offer, right? But we had to put a lot of upfront money to buy furniture. And we didn't just want to buy cheap, random stuff because we want to have a place where we can film, make videos. We want it to look nice. And we also want to be able to take the furniture to our eventually new place of our own and not waste it. So we started adding up all that money. We're like, oh, we simply can't afford this. It's free, but we can't afford it. If it were just myself, I could just sleep on the ground maybe, right? But I'm with my girlfriend and I want to spoil her. I want her to have a good place and good environment so that the two of us have a happy relationship. I don't want our relationship to be stressed out because there's nothing in our home. And so that was part of the decision making. And so I got the courage, this guy's offering me so much free stuff already. I got the courage to ask him, is it okay? I didn't say like demand or anything. I was like, is it okay if you can buy the furniture. Like we'll even pick it out for you. We'll do all that stuff for you. But you buy the furniture and then we just use it while we stay there. And then when we leave, you can just ready to rent it out right away, right? Or like, okay, that's maybe ideal for us. Hopefully it's okay with him. So he said, I have to ask my wife because that would mean he'd have to put out more money. And so I don't think his wife was too big of a fan of ours. Like for him, I'm sure he does good deeds all the time, and I'm sure his wife is amazing. But she just maybe didn't watch our videos or didn't understand who we are, and she didn't like it. She just said, they have to buy their own stuff, and then also she said they get 1 year. After that, we might start looking for people to rent the place. So all of a sudden, yes, we get this free place, but we would have to buy our own stuff and potentially get kicked out whenever they decide that they want to rent the place. And since there's no contract to be written and we couldn't demand a contract because it was free, we weren't paying anything, we were left with this feeling of uncertainty. There's no security. So with that, we had a lot of thinking to do. And at the time, we just really couldn't afford to spend the money for the furniture. And we couldn't have more stress in our lives because for those of you that don't know, being a YouTuber content creator, your income is very unstable. Even if you have some traction, we had over 100,000 subscribers at the time. We still, even now, we still don't make consistent money. You could have a couple sponsors come in today or tomorrow, but you don't know when your views will drop. You don't know when people get bored of your stuff. There's just so much uncertainty, right? And we just didn't think we could add more stress into our lives, especially having to go shopping for furniture and all of that. And so with that, we had to kindly reject his offer. It's ridiculous, right? Someone gives you a 1.7 million home. Who turns that down? But that's exactly what I did. So that is the story of how a fan offered us a 1.7 million home and how I turned it down. You see, a lot of times in life, there are things that are free, but there's this hidden cost underneath it. You don't know what else comes with that freeness. Yes, we get a free place to stay, but on top of that, we have this extra uncertainty of, okay, we invested in all this stuff and tomorrow they may just say, actually, I'm sorry, we really need the money, so we're renting this place out. And there's nothing you can do about it because it was free, right? And so I think hopefully that brings you some perspective into your life, into your decision makings of when you see things that are free. Just like, for example, Facebook nowadays, some people don't use it anymore, but most of the social media that we use are per se free, right? We don't pay any upfront costs, but there's a lot of not free parts about it. So when you're on Facebook, yeah, it's free to connect with friends, free to make posts, hey dear, free to buy and sell stuff on the marketplace, but you're actually giving your information away. And then with that, they can target you to sell you more products. And then when you're searching on Google, it's the same thing. Yes, dear?
Nothing.
Oh, that's my girlfriend, the one that I was telling you about, where we turned down the home. So yeah, with that, I hope this helps you in making a decision on which things to accept. Sometimes the free can cost you your time. It can cost you to take on a different opportunity. For example, yeah, maybe it was free to go to this school, but because of that, I couldn't actually pursue what I really wanted. So be careful with free things. Anyway, that's it for today's story. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop a like because it really helps my videos out. It helps out with the algorithm. And I just appreciate your support. And if you do like these videos, these stories, then perhaps I'll do more story times in the future. So you can get more insight to my life or what it's like to be an influencer or just random topics. Let me know what you guys are interested about. I will see you guys in the next one. Love you all so much. Bye.